Hi, my name is ColdBeer, and let's start with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. If you have seen the movies, you know the setting. Blue, tall humans who can control animals are fighting shorter, normal-colored humans who can control robots. Blue humans are officially the good guys, because their planet was invaded by us. So I'm definitely not rooting for the blue guys. I want my own to succeed and enslave this pathetic planet in the name of humanity. Sadly, he will have to take control of a dabba-dee dude and drive invaders out of your forest. You can customize your character, craft new gear and upgrade skills and weapons to fit your playstyle. You'll also have some pterodactyl friend you can ride. That is very cool and gives vertical freedom just like in Hogwarts Legacy game. You can play the campaign solo or bond online with your mother-in-law and co-op the story together. People are saying that the game is very beautiful, but it's challenging, so if you are not some pro, play on easy. Also, if you are not a fan of Avatar, you may find the writing on the weaker side. Despite that, it's a great game to get on sale. Terminator Dark Fate: Defiance. This is a real-time strategy game that follows the war between humanity and Legion's synthetic intelligent machine network. And Legion is another AI that emerged after Skynet was erased from existence. You know, the franchise needed an enemy, and to be honest, new enemy is always better than...
Somehow Palpatine returned.
So in the campaign you will take the role of a commander in the Founders, a force made up of the remnants of the US military. You will guide your army in an attempt to mess a little with the Legion's plan to exterminate the last remnants of humanity. So in this near future, both in game timeline and in our real world probably as well, you will have to show that evil ChatGPT who the real boss is. And in skirmish and multiplayer modes you can choose one of three very diverse factions: Founders, Movement and Legion itself. You will often use the battlefield to your advantage. Physics-based building demolition lets you generate a realistic set of tactical consequences, especially in urban areas. Your resources here are limited, so every obstacle can serve to your advantage. People who play the game are agreeing that this is a very focused RTS, with challenging tactical mechanics and great storyline. The downside is that Terminator Dark Fate Defiance punishes you for mistakes a bit too harshly, and it is quite buggy. But developers are constantly, at least when I wrote the short review, updating the game and fixing various stuff, so it will only get better. Murky Divers. This is basically a Lethal Company clone with a Subnautica setting. You will dive with a team of up to 4 friends or strangers to the bottom of the ocean. Your mission is to remove all dead bodies from abandoned labs and erase any evidence on their failed experiments. And those experiments are what left all these lab rats dead. So prepare to meet some nightmares of the deep. They are really creepy. All in all, this is a horror game to play with friends, to scream together and generate nervous laughter afterwards. Also, your oxygen will run out way quicker than you expect, so there are a lot of ways to die, but you should avoid that. Dying is not what you want. And another fun part is your submarine. You'll have to navigate blindly only with the help of sonar to avoid dangers. Great game to finally acquire the fear of the ocean. Although be sure you are okay with motion sickness. This game is known to generate one. Hades 2. Honestly, nobody ever expected to see Hades sequel, because Supergiant Games have never made a sequel of any of their games. Bastion, Transistor, Pyre and Hades itself were all lonely titles in their own franchises that never existed until now. So I don't know what was that, greed or actual desire to make a perfect game, but here we are with Hades 2. So the game builds on the best aspects of the original godlike, roguelike, dungeon crawler-like and very likable-like game in all new action-packed, endlessly replayable experience rooted in the underworld of Greek myth and its deep connections to the dawn of witchcraft. As the immortal princess of the underworld, yes, you are a girl this time, you explore a bigger and deeper mythic world, defeating the forces of the Titan of Time. You know, they say it's not just a simple Titan, it's the time itself, and time cannot be stopped. Well, except if you have a big juicy black hole somewhere. I hope you do.
We all do.
Oh, shut up, I am not talking about that one. Undertale. In this RPG, you control a human who falls underground in the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out or stay trapped forever. Killing is unnecessary. You can negotiate out of danger using a unique battle system, although usually your answers just angers the monsters and you'll have to fight them anyway. You'll also find original art and soundtrack brimming with personality, and character-rich story with emphasis on humor, although that humor can be a bit annoying, because it's pretentiously naive and you feel that the author is mocking you all the time. Well, honestly, you deserve that mocking. Yeah, I know what that reminds you, shut up. The game itself is really original, and if you avoided it somehow, now it's the time to correct this mistake of your life, because in Undertale you can become friends with all the bosses, date a skeleton and be friends with many dogs. SILT. This is an atmospheric puzzle adventure and exploration game with hints of horror made by ignoring all the existing colors. I love it, colors are for the weak. Yeah, alone in underwater abyss, you are a diver searching the deep to uncover long-forgotten mysteries. You are able to possess the creatures around you to solve puzzles and travel further into the darkness. I'll be honest, SILT looks absolutely beautiful, and these hand-drawn backgrounds are, you know, I can agree with what developers are saying about their game.
It's an art brought to life.
Yeah, that's for sure. People on Steam are saying that this is a simplistic and fun puzzle game with the vibes of Limbo. Warhammer 40k Battlesector. This is a fast-paced, turn-based strategy game set in a grimdark universe of the 41st millennium. Pick your force, develop your army, control mighty heroes and fight for victory using strategy, awesome abilities and devastating weaponry. You'll find 20-mission single-player campaign. You'll help to purge the Tyranid infestation and preserve the honor of the noble Blood Angels. Also, the skirmish mode is available here. Pick your faction, pick your enemy and dive into battle. You can completely customize your army list by selecting your units, heroes and their weaponry. The game has a very positive review score on Steam, and people are saying that even if you don't like turn-based strategy, this game may change your mind. Here, unlike in XCOM, you can move units simultaneously. You don't need to wait for your other units to finish their turns. That is great because it saves your time. You know what else saves your time? Potato salad. When you eat it, time slows down because of how awesome it is. That is proven by science. Slime Rancher 2. It seems that the second part of Slime Rancher is just as a hit as the first one, and more than 90% of positive reviews won't let me lie. You'll continue the adventures as you journey to Rainbow Island, a mysterious land brimming with ancient technology, unknown natural resources, and an avalanche of wiggling, jiggling new slimes to discover. As you attempt to unravel the island's secrets and uncover its true purpose, you will build, ranch, and farm within a beautiful conservatory, whose sparkling glass walls give you a full view of the prismatic paradise you now call home. So collect slimes never seen before on the far range. You know, like the bouncy cotton slime, or the aquatic angler slime, or a potato salad slime. Well, no, that even sounds wrong. No slime on my potato salad, please. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. This one and other games of the franchise are probably the most popular and well-known first-person shooters set in a Wild West. Here you will play as the best gunslinger West ever saw and blur the lines between man and myth. This adventure, made of memorable encounters, will unveil the untold truth behind some of the greatest legends of the Old West. And I'm talking about Billy the Kid, Pat Garrett, Jesse James, and Dick Penison. Oh, come on, who wrote this?
You did.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, with a gun holster tied to your leg, become a ruthless bounty hunter on a journey made of all-out gun battles. Master the art of blasting pistols, shooting rifles, and dodging bullets.
Metaphorically, right?
No, it's exactly like in The Matrix. You can slow time and actually dodge bullets. How cool is that? Also, I really like the narration part of the game. It is trying to hold your attention even when nothing is happening. Let's say you climb the ladder, but at the same time you are listening to the story, and that is really cool. People are comparing the style with an action RPG game Bastion, which also has the narration implemented. This is a really great invention, and I wish that more games had something like that. Well, with the ability to turn it off, of course. Planet of Lana. A really beautiful platformer with hundreds of tiny details that make it pop out of the other similar projects. Here, a planet that used to be a place of undisturbed balance between human nature and animal now has become something else entirely. The disharmony that had been in the making for hundreds of years has finally arrived in the form of faceless army. But this is not a story about war. This is a story about a vibrant, beautiful planet and the journey to keep it that way. The game looks like someone crossbred Miyazaki's movies with Star Wars, and that is never a bad thing. Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. A nice title for turn-based game lovers. Here you will lead humanity's greatest weapon, the Grey Knights, against the corrupting forces of chaos in this brutal and fast-paced RPG. Yeah, somehow turn-based can be fast-paced as well.
Deal with it.
So here you will root out and put a stop to an insidious plot to infect the galaxy with a bloom, an intergalactic cosmic plague capable of rotting worlds into oblivion. Armored with fate, shielded by devotion, your company's very existence is rooted in mystery and forced with mind wipes and executions. You'll experience life in the 41st millennium and follow the journey of these elite warriors in a narrative-driven gameplay.
Fight grab.
Mortal Kombat is for the weak. If you want to become a really strong and respectful warrior, there is another way better game for that. You may think that I am joking, but
Fight grab.
has 93% of positive reviews, so it's officially better than most fighting games ever released. You will take control of a simulated, physics-powered grab and fight various opponents with one basic rule: flip your enemy over to win. Take advantage of a wide range of equipment to beat your opponent down. Claws, swords, guns, armor, jet engines and more. Maybe a dildo, I don't know. And you have to stop your opponent's blade with your pincers, run along walls and generally go full-on grab with all the fighting techniques at your disposal. This game is just like you always wanted fight games to be, but probably never realized.
Fight grab.
We'll end that ravenous fighting game hunger you were feeling for years.
Or maybe not, I don't know, maybe you are just a monkey on a branch in the zoo and you just like how my channel sounds.
Iris and the Giant. This is a fusion of a collectible card game with RPG and roguelike elements. Although don't get me wrong when I say collectible card game, this is strictly a single-player experience. You play as Iris, who must brave her fears in her imaginary world. Behind the game's unique minimalist art style, you will explore a touching story of a young woman facing her inner demons and soothing her raging giant inside. Game is short. It will eat up about 5 hours of your life. People on Steam are saying that the game has great art design and is quite easy to play, although keep in mind that it is roguelite, so it will require you to fail a few times to unlock powers and imaginary friends. Also be warned that the story is emotional and will play with your feelings. DORAEMON Story of Seasons. You will create bonds with town residents, and while doing so you will enjoy the heartwarming interactions through each character and the part they play in the story. Building a farm, raising horses and cattle like in other games isn't the only thing to do. You will explore the town, go on adventures, catch bugs and much more. The game is a proud owner of very positive reviews on Steam, so it's a huge possibility that you will also like it. There is also a second part named Friends of the Great Kingdom, which in general is offering more of the same, so if you like the first part, the second one is a no-brainer. SteamWorld Dig 2. Game takes you on a mining adventure forged in Metroidvania flames. When an old trading town is struck by mysterious earthquakes, it's up to you, a lone steambot, along with your unlikely companion, to uncover what trembling terrors lies beneath. And you know what you will uncover deep below?
Your fat mama snoring.
Oh come on, no, it's a secret and you will have to discover it by yourself. So you will dig your way underground and explore vivid worlds riddled with treasure, secrets and deadly traps. Fight dangerous enemies at every turn of the underworld, including shadowy creatures and the haunted remains of an ancient electrical threat. Well, this game is obviously story-rich, and that is awesome.
A Little Nightmares.
This is one of the best side-scrolling games I have ever played. Its dark and vicious atmosphere, strange creatures and grotesque world kept my attention for many hours. You'll help the protagonist to escape the Maw, a vast, mysterious vessel inhabited by scary corrupted souls looking for their next meal. Not as scary as pineapple in the potato salad, but still, kinda terrifying. As you progress on your journey, you explore the most disturbing dollhouse playground full of secrets to discover. You'll reconnect with your inner child to unleash your imagination and find the way out. Creepy vibes guaranteed. Starship Troopers Terran Command. This game has a model similar to The Billions, where you defend from the hordes of enemies and try to keep your base alive. Also, here you can literally relive the best moments of the Starship Troopers movie by defending your base from hordes of ladybugs. Anyway, here you'll encounter dozens of unique insect types, each with their own special abilities and skills. Also, the map has terrain elevation, true line of sight and true line of fire, providing deep tactical gameplay, meaning that units that stand behind other units can't shoot unless they stand on a high higher ground. Sadly, you can't play as an alien insect. It's not off the table completely, developers say, but now you can only play as a military human society. That's it. If you are wondering if you can build a base here, yes you can, but it's not the main focus of the game, I would say. Despite that, it has a very positive review score on Steam, and many commentators are stating that if you like Command & Conquer or StarCraft, you must try Starship Troopers as well, so do not ignore it. Steering Abyss. This is an indie tactical squad-based game with strong RPG elements. Here you'll uncover the ancient mysteries of the oceans depicted in the classic style of Lovecraftian horror. You take charge of the surviving crew of a submarine that sinks while on a top-secret research mission during the early years of the Cold War. You find yourself surrounded by the ruins of a forgotten civilization, and your vessel is too badly damaged to escape the seabed. You slowly unravel all the mysteries of the depths in a desperate quest to rescue your missing crew members and fix the crippled submarine. The choices you make determine the fate of your crew and the entire world. People on Steam are saying that here XCOM meets Cthulhu, and that is all you need to know. If you are in doubt, you can play free demo version. The Talos Principle 2. The first part of the game is a legendary title among all puzzle lovers, and so it seems the sequel is meant for glory as well. You know, more than 90% of positive review score is an achievement many games never live to see. So here, born into a new world where biological humanity is extinct but human culture lives on a city of robots, you find yourself in a mind-bending adventure involving a mysterious megastructure hiding enormous powers. The more you discover, the more you will be confronted with questions about the nature of the cosmos and the purpose of civilization. You will ask uncomfortable questions like, are you better than humans, or are you moving in the same direction of extinction, and why does potato salad taste so much better with fermented cucumbers instead of pickles? Anyway, the game will break your brain in a good sense and will show you puzzles never seen before. Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. Here you will discover a modernized and revisited version of Agatha Christie's classic book. Set in 2023, Murder on the Orient Express brings the classic tale to life in a way that may surprise even the most dedicated fans. Game isn't blindly following the original story. Here you'll find brand new elements and experience the mystery and suspense of the most famous case of Hercule Poirot. So here a crime is committed on the train. During your trip you are surrounded by a group of singular characters, all suspects, each with their own secrets and motives. And your job is to single out the murderer amongst them. Solving the mystery won't be easy. Through numerous twists and turns you will have to use your enormous IQ to unravel the mystery and bring it to light. I wish games like that had an actual brain capability requirement, so you won't lose the money if you are, a bit dumber. So before you buy, you would have to solve a small puzzle, preferably from the game, to unlock the payment options. If you fail, the game is obviously not for you. Buy some other game, and if you solve it in a matter of seconds, that may tell you something as well. Just an idea, but kinda nice one, huh? To hell with the ugly. Here you play as Rocky, a young man with a certain charm that doesn't go unnoticed. After one night out, you wake up in a strange hospital, kidnapped and drugged. Whatever they did to you last night, they did it. You are pregnant now. No, seriously, I'm just kidding, you are not. But you were actually kidnapped and you need to get to the bottom of this, because these mysterious people stole something from you. I will not spoil what that is. Here you will investigate Los Angeles in 1950s, explore its darkest corners, meet the locals and immerse yourself in this film noir atmosphere. The game is a pure art, made with love and attention to details. Also a very nice music track and review score close to 90% is what may grab your attention as well. Although keep in mind that it contains nudity, so don't play it with your underage daughter or something. Or play, I don't actually care how weird your family is, do what you want. But most importantly, subscribe. Blacksad. This is a gloomy game set in a New York City of the 1950s in a world of anthropomorphic animals. You will play as Blacksad, a private detective, and will have to untangle the secrets of a mysterious disappearance. This sinister case will take you to the darkest, most dismal depths of New York, where you will immerse yourself in a eerily dark adventure. Game is based on comic books, but if you don't know them, it's not a problem. It's probably even better to not have any untimely bias. People on Steam are saying that this is a very interesting game with a satisfying deduction mechanic, probably one of the best among other detective games. Although keep in mind that the game is short, it will take you about 9 hours to finish it. Empty Shell. The game will throw you into a dark industrial environment, a secret facility of a Japanese island in the middle of nowhere. But don't expect a lab where smart Japanese scientists selflessly bred long-legged sexy anime girls. Not this time, my friend. Not this time. The facility is furrowed with the dark corridors and cold rooms. Abominable creatures and bloody fights await you on every corner. Also, you'll find puzzles to solve, nice new equipment and documents to recover. Every time you die, you will control a new volunteer sent to the place. Your starting equipment will be randomized, and each level will be generated with a new layout. People on Steam are praising the game for being one of the best top-down shooters ever made, but also bashing it for insane difficulty. Even normal here feels like very hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but I think it's the design of the game. You know, you are destined to die and try again. This is a great game. Also, 90% positive reviews confirm that with ease. Resident Evil 4. 6 years have passed since the biological disaster in Raccoon City. You are one of the survivors of the incident, and you have been sent to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter. You track her to a secluded European village where there is something terribly wrong with the locals. They all put pineapple into potato salad. I'm kidding, of course, nothing that horrifying. Those people are just crazy. You know, they want to kill you, mutilate your body, and then do something else with it. What a nice place to be, you know? So you will be living this nightmare and you will do your best trying to survive. People are saying that after playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, it was hard to hope that anything can be that level of awesomeness, but Resident Evil 4 does miracles. Players are saying that this remake is just excellent, and you know, I can only agree, this game is awesome. Overcrowd, a Commute Em Up. Every day millions crowd the metro in a desperate bid to get to work. Can you build and run the perfect metro station to help them make it on time? Probably not, but you can try anyway. Excavate your way through 4 layers of earth. Design your layout carefully and plot commuter routes with user-defined directional signs. You'll need to assemble a crack team, tool them up and deploy them to run your station in real time. You can set priorities, schedule breaks, or just deploy them manually. Keep your staff room well stocked and your employees happy, and you can take your tube station to new depths. But don't worry, here everything can go wrong very quickly. Angry people create more angry people, especially if they are late to work, and there is a 2-kilometer line between them and the ticket machine.
Why didn't they buy tickets online then?
Yeah, exactly, why didn't they? Deflector. This is a top-down action roguelite where you dive deep into hostile worlds teeming with viruses. You will encounter increasingly challenging enemies with your weapons and their own deflected projectiles. You will also have to choose one of several bioshells, each with unique weapons, abilities and means of deflecting projectiles. You know, the name of the game is not just a fancy word. It's your profession, I guess. I can even imagine the job listing for the task.
Must have at least 50 years experience of deflecting. Have to speak native level of Spanish, English, Lithuanian, Ukrainian and Mandarin. Must be proactive, must have experience of koala breeding, taming ostriches, and at least PhD in quantum physics. Salary €3 an hour.
To be honest, all the job ads sounds this way. So here every world you'll visit is filled with unique hostile fauna, ready to swarm you with their pathetic bodies and stingy bullets. The game is difficult and dying here will be your daily routine. Every enemy is deadly, from the smallest stuff to the imposing apex virus at the end of each world. But don't you worry, you will learn to overcome every foe through trial and error. Well, honestly, probably not, I'm just being nice, but you may have fun anyway. The review score is close to 90%, so if you like the style, think of getting it. Monster Hunter Rise. This is originally a Nintendo Switch game released back in 2021. Now we have this action-soaked game on Steam as well, and this version is obviously upgraded to meet our expectations. You will rise to the challenge and become a hunter, explore brand new maps and use a variety of weapons to take down fearsome monsters. That's what developers say, but I would change the word fearsome to airy-fairy, because those monsters are anything but fearsome. Although they are beautiful, I can't deny that. Each monster you hunt will provide materials that allow you to create new weapons and ammo. You can also upgrade your existing gear so you can go back on the field and hunt even more airier and fairier monsters and earn even better rewards. Of course, all of that is presented in 4K resolution with ultra-wide monitor support and unlocked frame rate. Nobody saves the world. When an ancient calamity reawakens, who can save the world? And the answer is nobody. That's you. You are nobody. Not in real life. In real life, you are an awesome, beautiful person. Never doubt that. Now, subscribe. So here you'll master the art of transformation to become a slug, ghost, dragon, a horse, or someone else. Like an egg, for example. Actually, here you'll find more than 15 distinct forms you can become of. You can mix and match abilities in unexpected ways to unlock and complete even more challenging quests. You can explore a vast overworld on your own or with a friend online. This game is not only beautifully drawn, but it's kinda crazy as well, just like your sister. Death in the Water 2. I've been eyeballing this game for a long time now. It looks like a very nice shooter game set in an original underwater environment. Here you will dodge and carve your way through swarms of terrifying sea creatures, controlled by a vicious, giant, mind-controlling kraken that haunts your every move. You will scavenge for hidden treasure to unlock weapons and upgrades, but the environment of this game will make sure that every dive reveals a new nightmare. As you investigate ruins, wrecks and reefs, the tension escalates. The marine life mirrors real behavior, with sharks and creatures remaining passive unless provoked. So don't splash the water and don't pretend to be a seal. Honestly, this advice is legit not only in this game, but also in real life, except if you are attending a gathering of people who pretend to be seals, which is a very popular thing in Estonia, for example. I'm not joking. So the game features a campaign, also survival and free roam modes. People on Steam are saying that this game is very detailed and is suitable for almost every first-person shooter horror fan. The only bad thing is, if you get motion sickness easily, then avoid. Bonfire Peaks. There is a big chance that you have never heard about this game, but in my channel I am famous for digging up hidden treasures like this. Bonfire Peaks is a puzzle game where you will navigate various environmental riddles in a beautifully designed world. One of the things that was really surprising for me was how much time people have spent playing this game. The medium ground would be around 40 hours, but I have seen several dudes with more than 100 hours of playtime. The game itself has above 90% positive reviews. Even the dude who gave a negative review has 34 hours on record. I guess he's a masochist of some sort. You know, usually when I don't like something, I don't participate in that activity for 34 hours. Just saying, but who am I to judge? Anyway, this is a very clever game with interesting puzzle mechanics that won't let you dive into boredom. Also, you can play the demo version on Steam absolutely free. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Also subscribe. Yeah, do it now. You will never regret this decision. Bye.